Hey, what's up? So today I'm going to be giving a breakdown analysis of the book Arnold, The Education of a Bodybuilder, written of course by Arnold Schwarzenegger himself and Douglas K. Hall. So basically I'm going to be talking about the book while also answering some questions. First of all, it was a great read. It's a huge page turner. I mean, especially, if you're into weightlifting and lifting weights, it's just all around just a great book. It inspires you as well. It gives you motivation to just keep going because, it is one of the greatest to ever do it. And he's still doing it to this day. He still loves it, which is amazing. But so today, first question, obviously, what was the book about? Basically, it gives a breakdown of Arnold's life, how it came to be, how he started to become a bodybuilder, how he started to work on himself a lot more, and just know that this is what he basically wanted to do with his life. He first started doing it because of soccer. It says in about like the first couple pages, he only did it for his legs, for soccer, for more power. And then he started seeing results, and then he started doing upper body. And then he's like, wow, I really, really like this. So he just kept doing it. He saw the results, and he just blankly out just fell in love with it. And from there on out, he would go on to win his first competition in, I believe, 1965, and at the age of, I want to say 16 or 17. And that's a crazy age. Mr. Europe, that's what he won, and that's a crazy age to win and a crazy competition. And he just goes on about, and he gives his tips and tricks and his diet tips on how to gain muscle and keep it consistent as well. What lifts are great for what muscle groups, how to train properly and not overtrain. And yeah, basically just his lifestyle, how he came to be, what things came to him as well. So like, what do you call it? I want to say like calls for being in movies, such as things like that. He got calls like that because of his physique, because of his determination to want to do better, to continue to push himself and to be in that level. So basically, that's first question. Second question was sports psychology, the mental aspect introduced in this book, and how did the athlete use it to his or her advantage? So basically, the first thing that came to my mind was the motivation and confidence that he gained when he first started seeing results. It said in about chapters 3 and 4 that he went to school, and he started seeing how people would look at him differently, and how they would be like, dang, Arnold, you look good, like, because no one else looked like the way he did back then, of course, because no one else did it. And how he would gain confidence with the girls as well, how girls would compliment him. He would say also that some girls would give him nasty looking looks, like, oh, men aren't supposed to look like this, but also different girls would be like, oh, that's how a man is supposed to be built. So it just really gained his confidence, and it just pushed him that much further, and he saw results, and that's what gave him the motivation. And he had goals to be set. He wanted to be a certain amount of weight at a certain age, at a certain time of year, and just built the mental toughness as well for wanting to keep going and keep pushing himself, because he knew with every rep he was just that much closer to his goal. So what did you learn about the main character that you didn't know before reading the book? Just basically the beginning, like his first competitions that he won at school, how his confidence just gained that much more, and just overall like what he's been through, the sacrifices that he made in order to get to where he was, his different splits, what he did with his diet and with his training, and how his family kind of took it. His dad really pushed him, but his mom was very against it. But his dad was kind of like his mental coach, which is pretty cool. How has this athlete inspired you? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. What can I say? I started lifting weights, I want to say 2020. It's 2023 now. 2019, sorry. That's when I started. But he's not the reason exactly why I started, but to keep going, I want to say he is kind of a big reason, because you look at him, he has an amazing physique. His genetics are crazy. And it's just like, wow, like I want to look like that. I want to feel what he feels confidence wise. I want to feel the serotonin and the dopamine. And just overall, it just makes you want to become just a better person because of what he's gained through it and what he went through it. because you know, when you do join the sport of bodybuilding, you know, it is tough. It's tough on your body, but also your mind, because, you know, some days you're not motivated, some days you just don't want to get up in the morning and just lay in bed. But then you realize, like, if I do, I'm just going to be that much more closer to my goal, and I'm just going to feel that much more better with myself. What aspects of this athlete's life motivate you to work hard in your life? Basically what I just said, with the sacrifices that he made and the years of training that he took, those years of studying for his diet tips and becoming a coach and becoming just an inspiration to literally the world, not just bodybuilders, but the world, because of what he is. You know, you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you think of bodybuilder, governor of California, and you think of movie star, but he's just so much more than that. Just the overall person that he is, you just don't know until you really dive deep, especially like in the book. You know, you dive deep to what he's been through, into his family life, and to just everything that came to be, basically. Would you recommend this book to athletes and non-athletes? Like, yeah, of course. I mean, athlete or not, you know what I mean? Like, not everyone that's an athlete likes Arnold. All people all around, you know, love him because he's just a character. He's just a great character. He's not just a person who lifts weights and eats a bunch of protein. You know what I mean? He's like I've been saying, just so much overall better than that. He's just a huge role model in a greatest way possible. You know, he doesn't do it for bad things. You know, yeah, you know, he's not natural, but that was his choice, but he still pushed himself. It doesn't mean that he didn't push himself to become harder every single day and every single week of his life. He kept working and he kept winning his competitions. He kept winning, you know, Olympias and stuff like that. And, you know, that's not possible with just injecting yourself with, you know, PEDs. Like, you have to keep working on yourself and the mental aspect as well. You have to block that out and just realize that it's you versus you, basically. How can a coach use this book to help inspire his or her athletes? Like I was saying, I would turn to a page. He gives great tips on certain exercises, like basically what exercises he did to motivate himself. Yeah, see the legs. I don't know if you can see that. There's crunches, and then for certain body parts. And then there's also dips, chest, triceps, and then push-ups, of course. He talks about the breathing exercises and, yeah, calisthenics and the weightlifting. He gives great tips and diet tips as well. So basically, this is just a really easy start on an athlete if he wants to get into bodybuilding. Just know that, you know, it's going to take a lot out of you, but it is worth it in the end once you start seeing the results and seeing what you really are inside. You know, not just a person, but a person that can push themselves harder each and every day to become a better version of themselves. And I feel like, yeah, too, that's what he is, and that's what he shows in the book. But yeah, a coach can, you know, train them as well, like in person, show them like, oh, this is what Arnold did. This is why he did it, because, you know, you see his physique, you see how crazy he is. And it's not just because of one or two exercises. He did multiple different things. You know, if you're no exercise terms, drop sets, supersets, training, he trained multiple times a day. You don't need to, but that was his choice because that's what he got results from. Obviously, that's not what you need to do, but that was his choice. But overall, yeah, that's just basically what you can do if you want to start getting your athletes to start on the bodybuilding or just better health. But yeah, that's the breakdown of the book. Thank you for listening.